Hey everybody, welcome to Most Imaginative Bartender. So obviously things are a little bit different, but we're still diving into the creative outlets and inspiring you hopefully to dive into them as well.
Each video will show a deeper look into the creative outlet of the 12 most imaginative bartenders.
Keyatta's creative outlet is gardening, and she absolutely lives it. She created for her community in Atlanta garden for bartenders called A Sip of Paradise.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, welcome to A Sip of Paradise. It's a bartender's community garden. We are located in the heart of East Atlanta Village, and we sit in the neighborhood. It's super cute, super quiet. It's our own little bubble. We have 41 plots. 33 of them belong to members, and the other plots belong to the garden, and this is one of them. I call them sip plots. So they're flowers and some tomatoes, basil, chamomile, lavender, almost anything you can think of that grows here, we try to grow it here. We even have an agave plant. In fact, I'll just show y'all, just come on through, come see it. We have a pomegranate tree here. Pomegranate teenies, anyone? Also, did you know that cucumbers grew yellow? It's really interesting to see everything that everybody's growing. Like there's a girl here that makes soap, and everything she's growing is going into her soap. So cool. There's another girl here that's a painter, and she is literally growing flowers so she can steep the petals and draw color from them and use them to paint. Creativity is what you make it. So the one thing that we have the most of here are tomatoes. We have heirloom cherry tomatoes, we have slicing tomatoes, we have pink tomatoes. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to string up some tomatoes that kind of got a little banged up last night from the rainstorm. So there's one really long one in particular that was on the ground that I need to kind of get up and string. The main thing is that you don't want them to hit the ground because that will leave them susceptible to insects, squirrels. Another key thing is that you want to tie to where you're going and then tie to the actual plant. You don't want to tie them together because this will cause for breakage, and you don't want that. You want your plant to still allow to grow organically. People always ask, what do you do if your tomatoes aren't turning ripe? I mean, sit them in your windowsill by the sun and they'll naturally turn colors. Also, you can put it in a paper bag, and that'll help speed the process up for them to get ripe. So you want to have this garden, you want to have a garden, you have to understand, if you plant some stuff and it doesn't grow or it dies right away, it's not a failure against you. Ask for help. Nobody can do this alone. I definitely am not an expert by any means. I'm just doing what feels good. You know, I learned a lot of this from my grandparents, actually. My grandmother grew up on a farm. She always had us out there, especially when we would be at her house and talking about how bored we were. She would make us go out there and pick pecans, and we always ate her blackberries, and she would get mad at us. Did y'all eat my blackberries? No. Let me see your tongue. Damn it. Always busted. So right now I'm going to show you guys how to prune your basil. The more you cut it, the more it's going to grow. So don't feel like you're taking too much away. Just kind of get the tops nice and clean. And when your basil starts to bloom, when it starts to get flowers, it's turning bitter. So you definitely want to snip it before it gets to that point. When you're pruning your basil, you want to get a nice stem. So I got enough of these to go with my beautiful tomatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and swing over here and grab another varietal. People have been calling these shisho leaves or Japanese mint, perilla leaves, but they're really beautiful. They're these really fragrant leaves, and then they're purple on the back, which is really pretty, but they smell like chocolate, and they're totally edible. And people tend to put meat in them, use them as lettuce wraps, or use them in cocktails, use them in salads. It's really great in salads. Next is cilantro, and I am part of the percentage of people who think cilantro is delicious and it doesn't taste like soap, unlike my husband. Sucks for him. Anyway. And here we go. So we have a lot to take home. And when you take it home, you want to give it a quick rinse to get all the sand off. You don't want it to sit in water because it will turn colors and it will start to smell. You don't want that. If you put it in your refrigerator in a Ziploc bag wrapped in like paper towels, it should last for a few days. pretty good. So it's fresh, there are no chemicals on it, so you want to use it when you get it. All right, y'all, it's been a total pleasure. I really appreciate you all enjoying a sip of paradise with me, and I'm so grateful. And just don't feel bad to fail and express your creativity. That's all you have in this time. Peace.
Wow, that was amazing.
That was a lot.
Yeah, so beautiful. It's such a great garden. I really see how much of her heart and soul she puts into that.
It's so amazing to see how our ingredients are growing and how much care you need to do it, and in terms of, you know, simplicity as well, right? Those are ingredients that they are going in our spirit, in our cocktails, in our food, in our liquors, and trying to understand them better. I really see now her creative outlet and the way how we build a competition and transform this concept into the cocktail.
Hopefully this helps you think a little bit outside the box and stirs a little creativity in you to think about gardening in a new way. Maybe get your hands dirty and just play around. Don't be afraid to fail. I think that was the key message, is sometimes things have to die for you to get to the next step. Hopefully you all grab something, pick up some pruning shears, maybe buy some basil and grow something in your windowsill. All right, well, thank you so much. See you on the next one.